Let us now continue our discussion and implement the choice box. So within our controller.java, within our initialize method, let us use our choice box, and within the choice box we need to add some elements so that a drop down should appear. So choice box dot we will use get items. Now currently our choice box does not contain any items. So it will actually return a empty list of items. And within this item we will add our choices such as Celsius to Fahrenheit, and also the second element as choice box dot get items dot add, and our second element will be Fahrenheit to Celsius, like this. And now here it is showing some error. Unchecked call to add the element as a member of raw type of list. Now, when you are defining the choice box, it simply add a particular object. So here we can also add some object of, let's call it new rectangle, like this. So any element you can add here. But whenever we define a choice box, then make sure it contains all the element of the same object type. Suppose we are adding string here, so make sure we should always add the string here. And in case if we are adding rectangle here, then make sure we add the rectangle here as well. So all the element should belong to the same class. So right now let us make it string. Now if you want to be sure that all the elements belongs to the same class, then what you can do is at the top while declaring the choice box, let us make the choice box of the type of string. So now the error is gone or the warning is gone. So now whenever we will add element to our choice box, it should always of the type of string. Like we are adding it here, string and then string, right? And now let us launch our application and then click on the drop down, and there we go, we are getting two options, Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. So user can select any of these two like this. Fine. And if you notice, when we run our application, then by default it does not display any of the value. So what we can do is we can set the default value by using choicebox dot set the value, and I will give the default value as Celsius to Fahrenheit. Copy it and paste it here. And now if you notice, we are repeating the same text here as well and also here. So why don't we do one thing? Let us create a constant value of this string and also this string. So here outside the initialize method, let us create private static final string of Celsius to Fahrenheit equal to give this text, like this, and let us make it Celsius to Fahrenheit text. And now we can change this string to C to F text. Perfect. Here as well C to F text, because both have the same value. So that's why we are storing it here. Now similarly for this Fahrenheit to Celsius, let us create a constant string value F to C text equal to, cut it from here and paste it at a common place here. And now let us use F underscore to C text like this. Perfect. Let us now launch our application and let's see if we are able to set the default value to our choice box or not. So now by default the choice box displays Celsius to Fahrenheit, and if you want to change it to Fahrenheit to Celsius, then you can do that as well. Now what about the click event on the choice box? Similar to button, the choice box also have some click events. Suppose I select this option, then something should happen, and if I select this option, then something should happen. So for that, in case of choice box, again we have a listener or the event handler. So let us use choicebox dot get selection model and then use dot selected item property and then add the listener by using add listener method. Now, in case of button, we have new event handler interface. But in case of choice box, we have something called new change listener. So in case of choice box, we have the change listener interface that contains a method of changed like this. So when you select new change listener interface selected, so the IntelliJ IDE will simply generate all the code for you. So this interface contains the abstract method of changed that contains multiple parameter. The first one is the observable, which basically describes the property of the selected item. The second parameter will give you which value was previously selected. And the third parameter is the new value that is now being selected by the user. So right now, let us print out something, such as the new value. And now run the application and let's see what happens. Let us now select Fahrenheit to Celsius, and there we go, it displays Fahrenheit to Celsius. Let us now select Celsius to Fahrenheit. Yes, Celsius to Fahrenheit. So whatever value that you will select, it will be reflected within this changed method. So I guess we are now done with the choice box.